And now I give the floor to the distinguished representative of Algeria.
شكرا لكم سيد الرئيس.
Thank you, Mr. President. Algeria would like to sincerely thank the Greek delegation for presenting the draft resolution A/79/16. I'd like to express my gratitude to the Secretary General and the UNESCO Director General for the report published in document A/79/231. The topic under discussion today, which is the return or restitution of cultural property to the countries of origin, is of paramount importance to many countries and peoples, as it is a matter that affects their diverse cultures and identities and reflects their belonging to civilizations and history. The deprivation of many countries of their cultural property and heritage is added to the list of historical injustices that many peoples have been subjected to through over the various stages of history, including colonial eras. In this context, the international community has a common responsibility to protect cultural heritage, be it tangible or intangible, in times of peace and war alike. The international community also has a legal and moral obligation not only to preserve and protect cultural property, but also to ensure its return to its countries of origin and its natural environment. UNESCO has played an important role in establishing rules and creating platforms for negotiation and dialogue between various parties in order to enable countries to legally recover their legitimate cultural rights. Mr. President, Algeria stresses countries' rights to recover all pillaged cultural property. We wish to renew our support for UNESCO's leading role to ensure that everyone can recover their rights by combating theft, copying and imitation on the one hand, and the looting and illicit trafficking cultural property on the other. This to preserve people's identities and their cultural heritage that will be handed down to future generations. We express our deep-rooted concern at the loss, destruction, theft, looting, illegal removal or misappropriation of cultural property from archaeological sites, and the exploitation of historical sites registered on the UNESCO World Heritage List, this particularly in areas of armed conflict where wars have spared neither people nor stones. In this context, we support the urgent measures implemented by the United Nations in conflict sites to protect cultural heritage from destruction, particularly in Gaza. Indeed, according to the Secretary General's report, damage has been done to 64 different archaeological sites in Gaza. Mr. President, my country is determined today to recover its cultural heritage in its entirety because it is the property of the Algerian people. This is indeed a national duty towards our memory. My country also supports the African process that aims to restore the cultural rights of the continent in light of the looting of its tangible and intangible cultural wealth. The Grand African Museum in Algiers is a pioneering project within the African Union's 2063 agenda. It is a monument that consecrates African cultural diversity and represents a link between civilizations which showcases African heritage. We hope that regional meetings that UNESCO intends to organize in coordination with the African Union will provide a good opportunity to support appropriate ways of strengthening the unified African position on the recovery of cultural heritage in order to protect these cultural resources and bring an end to their exploitation. Thank you.
I thank the distinguished representative of Algeria.